Just FYI, guys, if this is your first video for Quentaim, go watch a different video. Like, this is not a good one to start off with. This one's kind of dry.
Like, maybe, like, Band Hero?
The people who are going to enjoy this the most are probably just going to be me and Sage rewatching it to kind of remember what we thought about our videos at the time.
4 years, 100 subscribers. Oh.
Woohoo, that sure is a stone. Maybe not quite a milestone. Maybe like a yard stone.
I was just gonna say the same thing, actually.
Not quite a milestone, but a yard stone. Anyways,
we've made a yard stone.
We're gonna nitpick our own videos.
We're gonna tell you what the fatal flaw in each of them are.
What?
Okay, so one fatal flaw in Super Legit Anime Battle was the little lines that come out of Isaac and mine and everybody's faces, actually. When I told Isaac to do the little anime diddly things, I meant radial speed lines, but I explained it very poorly, and he accidentally did a different thing. I think both of us are kind of at fault here, mostly me, but, like, the end result was not what I wanted to happen.
Yeah, I got one fatal flaw. Anime's for freaking weeaboos. So I think, okay, the fatal flaw with this one is the whole thing. I remember when we first made it, I really liked it, and I put it on like my personal favorites, and then I grew with skill, and we grew with skill. And so looking back on it, it's not one thing. It was like our first one.
I do have one thing.
Okay, Sage has one specific thing.
Okay, so when Broom Villain runs up to say his thing, and he's all out of breath, he says, "You killed my hold on, give me a minute." And then it cuts to him getting fired. Nothing to do with getting killed. This is because we came up with his backstory on the spot.
We like walked in. No, we walked in. You know how I walked in and said like, "Hey, Mr. Bossman, you wanted to see me? You're fired." What? And it was all one cut. That was literally how I explained it. You guys laughed, and then I'm like, okay. Originally it was gonna be like cinematic and stuff, but I'm like, sure.
Finger.
One thing that I noticed is that this wasn't an issue back then, but in retrospect, a lot of our characters, for a while, we've killed them all off so far, except for the Diddler, had this same like at the time, and then so we've slowly killed them off, and we've slowly, especially you, Sage, we've been pushing you to do different characters.
Well, I mean, first of all, I'm a very diverse actor. I just happen to adore that voice.
We love that voice, but
like,
use the heck
I don't
out
think
of
that's a problem with this video in particular. I think that's a problem with like a lot of them.
I know, but this is where it started, so that's what I'm counting out on this one.
All right, fair enough. We didn't, like, look into which songs were actually copyrighted and which weren't, so the whole premise of this video is kinda dumb. Like, I mean, it's a great idea, but, like, a lot of these songs weren't copyrighted to begin with, and a lot of them were, like, the covers that we showed don't technically count, kinda?
They're still copyrighted.
Yeah.
And one thing I didn't like the two middle bits as a whole. Like, they were just, the video would have been better if we just cut them out. It would have been short, to the point, and it would have been the two best parts.
He's talking about the part with,
when Sage is just driving down the street, and then when, I just walk out of the shed.
With the Shrek thing?
With the Shrek thing, I didn't like them at all. Yeah. I wish we cut them out. Hey Sage, do you remember what it actually said at the end there?
It was something like about the nature of the world. I figured out how to translate this stuff, but it took like an hour. I don't know what it said. It was something like the light of reality. Something dumb like that. God, maybe? I don't know.
Something about God, I think. The dialogue scenes were bad. They were bad, and they were most of the video. I think if you actually cut it up, most of the video is dialogue.
And they're just improv. Like, it would have been so much better if we just went over the lines once or twice so that they didn't stutter like,
It was improv without any cuts.
Yeah.
For minutes on end.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like funny. We're not... I mean, we're funny people. I think we can say that about ourselves.
Yeah, kinda.
I wouldn't say I'm a comedian, but I'd say, like, I've got a pretty adept sense of humor, but, like...
Yeah, the dialogue scenes were some of our worst we've ever made. However, it does have good things, but this video is not about that, so...
So, my flaw with this video is that, in retrospect, it just doesn't make any sense that this guy would walk out and start talking about a dead body, and then we just have, like, shots of just an empty table. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And I wish we changed... Maybe if we actually added, like, a guy lying there on the table, and then that's the joke. But no, It's kind of the same with Broom Hero, except for the fact that... Okay, we basically recorded this in 20 minutes and edited it in, like, 2 hours. And it took, like, 5 minutes of planning. It was, like, just the first idea. Simply because, like, what was it? It was, like, no one there really wanted to make a video except for me.
Yeah, so we did, like, a challenge.
It's like, let's see how fast we can record this thing. So I got to make a video, and we got to do something. So, it's just the fact that it's like, that's both a good and a bad thing, where it's like, it was just made in 20 minutes and just uploaded with very few views. But on the other hand, it was made in 20 minutes. Pretty much universally our flaw for this one is the fact that Sage, like, refuses to yell right there.
Yeah, at the time I was just like, ooh, it's quiet, I don't want to actually yell. And I didn't realize it would sound terrible. That shot's awful. The whole thing is cool, except for that one thing. You have no idea how much this pains me, and I only have myself to blame.
I am a superhero, like a warrior now in action.
Okay, one thing with this one is actually extremely obvious. And it's the green screen effects are bad. And I actually have an explanation for this. Basically, we're wearing black clothes the entire video because it's cold, and you know, it's like wear a jacket or whatever. And so then, you know, we're standing in front of the green screen, and it worked fine, but my program runs really slow when there's a ton of video clips in there. So what I discovered I can do is I can just put all the video clips there, export it, and then take that exported file where it's technically one clip, and then put it on there. Well, basically, like, while I was doing that, I'm like, I may as well crop it a little bit so it'll be it'll be like mostly done, so the exporting will be faster. And so I tried doing some of the green screening, but I was an idiot and I just left it black. And then so when I get the footage back, I'm like, oh crap. And then I'm a double idiot because instead of just going back and getting the original footage, I just tried to green screen out the black, and then so the black clothes gets green screened out.
Except for that one time where my blue shirt gets green screened out. I don't know how that happened. It's an enigma.
Oh, that one got green screened out in the very, very beginning.
Oh.
I have since learned my mistake.
It's
There is no flaw. This is perfect.
In every way. It's just perfect. It's great and amazing and everything.
It is lightning in a bottle and God sent.
Yep. It's perfect.
This one was made like on Easter, because I was bored with my family. Like Sage, you didn't have any part with this one.
I didn't have any say in this one. I was not even there.
I just made it with my sisters, and you know what? Funny story. My sister wanted to be the director, so she was one of those directors that lets no creative input. Like what I'll do. Stop it, Sage. Stop it quickly. What I'll do is basically, if someone on set has a funny idea, I'll 9 times out of 10 include it, or even then, like I'll look at the people and be like, how should this scene go? You guys got any ideas? Even though I'm technically the director, it's like we all kind of put it together. Where my sister, basically, she got her hands on the camera and it's like, all right, my video, my say, and I'm like, well, hold up, I think it'll be better if we do this, and she's like, nope, my way, and it's like, and I don't want to draw parallels out of nowhere, but it ended up being worse. Because she was such a restricting director. But I mean, I don't know, man. Wow.
Isaac's really bossy too sometimes, but she's worse. Okay, actually, like, in truth, this didn't make it worse. I think this actually just made it infinitely better. But it was an accident. It wasn't meant to be there. That giant hole in his pants was a complete accident. And it makes it harder to take the scene seriously when you know it's there. So,
in the beginning, like it plays the music, and it's no secret that we use copyrighted music, but I guess I just tangoed with the wrong guy, the wrong company. So the video was actually taken down when it was uploaded because the original song was from Indiana Jones, and apparently they, like, most people will just monetize your video, and we don't care because we don't monetize videos, but they like took down the video, so I had to, like, you know, go in, edit it, and it took like hours, re-upload it, and then it was fine.
yeah, dude, I remember on the original one I left one of my greatest comments ever, and no one will know it, because it's gone. I mean, like, you know, I've always warned you that this might happen one day, and it did. This was the whole reason we made that song's copyrighted, was to make fun of how I kept warning you, dog.
And
I told you, man.
And then, so, you know, it just postponed a video for like an hour, and it wasn't even noticeable. No one even noticed it until I pointed it out. And it's like, you notice how there's no audio there? Originally there was like background audio, you know, white noise, and notice how it's like right before I go, whoa, you can hear like, whoa. Yeah, that was the original. It was from Indiana Jones, and all the music was from Indiana Jones, but only that one got a strike.
Yeah, my flaw with this one was just that, like, the dialogue towards the end, where they, like, throw in the punchline of, wait, that all actually happened to you, it doesn't feel quite natural. Like, it's good, but it's not perfect. And that's my grievance with it, is that it could be better, the dialogue.
I got.
How long was this video? I thought it was just like one more fight scene and then it was over.
That's what everyone thinks, and that's what I kept thinking, like, geez, this video's kind of long.
No, it's just like, I thought that we were like, after this point I was just like, yeah, I remember, it's just like this part and then this part, and then I thought, and now we're like halfway done, and I look and we're like only a fourth. What?
Well, yeah, it's
How long
like,
is this? Well, I mean, it's just that the rest of it goes by a lot quicker than I thought.
Yeah, there they kill the dog, and that's probably my favorite point in all of Quentaim history when they kill the dog, because that was hilarious.
It was so dark, but it was also pretty good.
But see, they kill the dog here, and then you're killed here. Oh, that scene kind of lasted a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're dead there.
Well, I'm not dead, I'm dying.
You're dying there, so it's made out of like... Yeah, there's the beginning bit, the middle bit that just goes on, if we include the dog part, goes on for longer than you would expect. I think that's a testament how entertaining it is, though, that you never really realize, like, oh my gosh, that's an 11-minute video. And then there's the after credit scene. Ooh. My fatal flaw. It's really short, but it's that scene where he's fighting all of the different colored guys. It's just not done very well. It was hot and it was hard, and then it was like, in the editing, it's just like it just fell apart, and the acting wasn't great.
It was not the best fight scene we've ever done. Okay, so I don't really have a flaw with this one, but I just wanted to point out that Isaac did in fact enter trap mode for a second there.
Stop! We don't talk about that.
Trap mode.
My thing, I can't decide whether or not I like the effect with his head falling off, because on one hand, it's like, it's trash. It's utter trash, and it's the worst effect he's ever done. But on the other hand, a laugh is a laugh, and every time I see it, I can't help but giggle at the bottom, like, "Rawr!" and his head's flying away. It's like, I laugh every time I see it, but it's one of those like, oh man, I legit thought, I didn't think it would look good. I knew it would look bad, but it looked so much worse than I thought it would.
I love it. I love it so much. It's just so dumb that it's amazing.
But yeah, so we've got a lot of cool videos planned. Actually, we have just hit a divot. School has been in the way. We've been working on this video project, and we told ourselves, oh, after the video project in our class, we'll upload the video project, and then we'll get back to like the Quentaim lore stuff.
Yeah.
And then that took a lot longer than expected, and then we realized the term's almost over, and it's been close to 2 months, if not 3, since we've uploaded a video. And so it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be like 2 months, and then like 2 videos in a week, and then like in a couple weeks from this one being uploaded. I think when this one's uploaded, a week from now, we're gonna hopefully start on a new video. But I always say that, and it never happens.
We have plans. Don't worry. We have plans leading up to like 3 years from now.
We have plans. Quentaim actually has an end date.
Yeah,
and not date specifically, but we have a video where we're like in our heads, in just the back of our minds, we are building to something, and so you can. That's what with all the lore is. We are actually building to an end. We're gonna make like this feature-length Quentaim video, and then that's gonna be it. We're gonna explain the lore and then leave, and then there's gonna be no more.
Yeah, but
if I'm lucky enough to keep them at all.
All I'll say is, year 5000, boys. It's gonna get real weird.
But yeah, so we've got a lot of lore. You can check out our lore on our website, which is a segue to...
Hey, little Billy.
What?
Do you like Quentaim?
Who are you?
Does the Quentaim lore confuse you?
What's a Quentaim?
Well, me too. Fortunately, there is a website called Quentaim.weebly.com that explains all of the Quentaim current canon. It includes character descriptions, event explanations, timeline, and much, much more. Go check it out. The link is in the description to the website below, Quentaim.weebly.com. So, little Billy, do you understand a little bit more about Quentaim?
No.
Come on, Billy, you've got to work with me on this here.
My name's Gary. And these videos are kinda dumb.
Oh, really? You think it's dumb? Fine, Billy, if that's even your real name.
It's not.
What kind of videos do you like, huh? What do you like to watch?
Oh, well, I like Logan Paul and vape trick videos.